What's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get right. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. We don't get any feelings. Hey, I need some love.
Good morning and happy Sunday. Today is January 29th, 2023. It is Sunday, guys. It is the last Sunday of the month. Okay. And we are going to review and recap some of the latest hot topics, right? Guys, it is a lot going on in the streets. But before we jump into that, if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your loyalty and returning. This is the Queen Tulsa Show. Queen Tulsa is always live in the field. Queen Tulsa is a content personality that's broadcasted on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media. Please like, share, and subscribe to this independent channel for the people. Donations go to building this platform. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Okay, so let's really get into our morning chat. We are going to review Perry's recap of the interview on his wife's channel, Sherelle's World. And so without further ado, I'll go ahead and share the link to this video in the chat so we can definitely give credit where credit is due. And you know how we do it. We do it nice. We do it easy over here. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get us some music going. Okay. So everybody, thank you all for coming out. We are going to be reviewing Perry's recap of his wife's interview. Disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This video was made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. All right, so now that we've got that out the way, let's get into the content.
That's the thing. CTV had you guys had to be right in front of your face tonight. CTV chose to hide the most important part or the damaging part.
Okay. But since he hit it, go and pull that up, and you show me the other half.
I can't.
No. I'll wait. It's okay.
Wait a minute. So you want to share your video? You want to share it from your end?
Yeah. No. I'm saying for this, right?
What do you mean? I apologize.
No. Okay, look. I'm just here for the facts. I'm not digging into it. We got CTV and other people like yourself that say you've been following the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
CTV said he's been following the case, but he came with receipts. You just come in with just talking points. Talking points can sway people either way.
It's not only talking points, Perry. You have to understand that because a lot of stuff.
So just to give you guys some insight on what's going on, they're having a discussion about, let's talk about Larry Reid's response to Tasha K following Sherelle's World interview. And a lot of people are speculating, because everything that we're talking about is speculation. A lot of people are speculating that, Sherelle's World was paid off. Allegedly. That's what the people are saying out here in the YouTube streets. They're saying that she's been paid. I know I watched the Wiley show, and he was, breaking it down to where, they were getting super chats or, the money when people send money. And a lot of people felt like, they had their own feelings, I'll say that. But let's get into the content. I was there, as you can see my avatar on the screen on this video, because I had a lot to sound off about, guys. Oh, yes, I did.
Get deleted off Facebook, and you don't think to record this stuff, all that. You don't think to do it.
You're going to have to if you're going to go to court. You have to have the paperwork.
But me as a viewer, I don't feel that I need to do those things.
Wait, no, you
but
right.
Because
I'll mute you for a second, right? Because the whole thing is this, Monique. When you accuse somebody of something serious as this, I don't need to give a fuck what you think. You better have some damn proof. Now, am I saying whether it happened or not? I haven't seen no proof that it has. HAS has happened, right? Well, but don't come on here just talking about the bullshit. We talking about receipts we just seen, but you don't want to hear that. And then you go, well, he didn't show you everything. Well, you know what? Is every defense attorney gonna show you everything? Is every prosecutor gonna show you everything? If you're gonna come on this channel and talk about it, show me your shit.
Well, here's the thing.
What are you bringing to the table?
I could direct you to the video that has the receipts, and you could play it from your end.
Oh well, no.
We just saw receipts.
Huh?
Hey, Perry.
Okay, so right there in that moment, the individual offered to send Perry the receipts, and Perry declined. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we will continue to review the Let's Talk About Larry Reed's response. Let's get into it.
Well, here's the thing.
What are you bringing to the table?
I can direct you to the video that has the receipt. And you could play it from your end.
Oh well, no.
We just saw receipts.
Huh?
Hey, Perry. Perry.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Perry, can I ask you a question?
Hold up. My brother was trying to talk. Go ahead, Adrian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But with those receipts, though, what got me? I mean, it wasn't coming from Larry. It was coming from somebody else. I mean,
Well, it was coming from the state of.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was a comment from a wise man. He said the comments and the defense wasn't coming from Larry. These accusations, what does it say? Let's talk about Larry Reed. Response. Okay, let's talk about Larry Reed's response, people. Let's get into it.
North Carolina. It was coming from here, and then it was coming.
yeah, but I mean, but why didn't Larry have? I mean, why wasn't Larry reading?
Well, you know what though. Just like the same way you would represent yourself in court, T.
Oh, so that was his lawyer.
Okay, no. It was a friend of his.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's been following the story, right?
See, it's not making sense to really anybody, you know. You got this YouTube content creator, and this is the thing. They want to say, well, he's, innocent until proven guilty in the court, but on YouTube, he's guilty. Well, why does he have a YouTube attorney? Why does Larry Reed have a YouTube attorney and not his attorney when he is at these engagements? If we're going to talk about the truth, let's talk about the truth. Let's be honest, because it's not even making sense to Perry's brother. Perry's brother is like, hold on. Well, why isn't Larry defending himself? Why is that his lawyer? Perry says, no, that's his friend. And now the brother is confused, because this is my thing. If this is a big case, if this is dear to your heart, if this is really tarnishing your brand, it seems like you are not thinking effectively. I'm not really sure what's going on. This is just from observation. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not diagnosing anybody, but just from the interview, the body language, it just seems like they're playing in our face. But let's get into this commentary. As you guys can see, I am on this panel, and this is why I'm giving a recap and a review.
Why are these people speaking instead of Levante?
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
No. I'm saying, why are they speaking? And Levante has been invited. Tasha K has been invited to my wife's show, and
right.
and Pastor Whitehead. Bishop Whitehead.
Right. I mean,
right?
I agree with you. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Whitehead is an idiot.
No.
My point is he's trying to make a point. But why? I mean, he had the receipts, so why wouldn't he just do it himself?
Well, he was
he was talking
and interviewing, right? and not everybody good at expressing themselves.
I'm just saying.
Right. No. Okay. But stop it right there, all right? Okay. But I'm gonna ask you this: he's being accused of it.
Right.
He's being accused.
Right.
So let me ask you this question: why haven't the accuser gave a fucking receipt?
Right. I mean, I agree with you.
Amen.
You know why?
Well, see, that's the thing. Conscious offered to give your wife the receipts. Your wife said, no, just tell me. She would have saw in those receipts that the truth was there. But like I said, Larry wanted his YouTube attorney to defend him, right? So let's talk about the attorneys. Larry says it's going to cost about $800,000. Well, you could have fooled me, because these pep rallies, this, you would have, the way he's out here on press runs, I would have thought that he had a new project coming out. But let's get into it.
Because I think it happened so young ago.
He has
He
receipts.
wasn't thinking to get no receipts.
So
It's not his
Perry.
place to think it.
Perry.
His parents should have went to the police and filed a report right then and there.
Right. Where was his mama at? She was in St. Martin. She was in St. Martin.
Like somebody saying.
And then come to find out, she wasn't in St. Martin's the whole time. I'll be back.
And that, Perry, can I speak on that? That's what I wanted to speak on earlier. I was thinking, because she, the mom was from what you and Shira had showed on your show the other day. Well, the mom was.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom past this lady's part, because she literally sits up here and she talks like non-stop, guys. This woman, she talks non-stop. Probably when I started back, she's going to be talking. So you can get the gist of why I had to speed through her part, because she just talks in circles. I think that she shared some experiences that were valid, but she hogged up the mic, and you guys will see she's probably talking when I unmute. But let's get into this content.
For evil was the money involved, but you could have did this for free, just going and filing. And then with those who are saying, well, why don't they have receipts? Why don't Larry have receipts? Well, if he was just doing what he was supposed to do as a friend or whatever, helping someone, why don't the mom have receipts? Again, stop putting responsibilities off on everyone and take it to the ones, keep it at home. If she had done her due diligence as a parent when he was 14, 15, whatever they're claiming, she would have receipts today. She could have just went under her mattress and pulled out some yellow stained papers and said, here are my receipts today. Because she would have the police reports, or she could have pulled them off the internet. So that's what I'm saying. Then that way it would be clear cut. Everybody have receipts, or at least she would. And so that's why I'm like, why everybody keep wanting everybody to the village to raise their kids first, when the book of Psalms said that your baby is supposed to be a gift from God, which she sat on. And there's just so many areas where I was going with
but then only the Bible do say too, am I my brother's keeper?
Can I finish? Ma'am, let me finish.
Hold up. I got to mute you, because we got to let people finish talking now, Monica. I don't give you plenty of time to talk.
All right, like I said, we have Motor Mouth that does not want to pass the mic. She's been talking for 20 minutes. Everybody has been just, sitting back and, letting her finish, but it seems like she's never finished. She's never finished. She wants to sit up here and give everybody a sermon, in the same breath while saying that it should have stayed in the home. I totally disagree. If you heard it, you need to say something. If you didn't, you're just as guilty as the person that did it. You're just as guilty as the person that did it. If you heard it, you should have reported it. Everybody that was aware of what went on needs to be held accountable. Everybody that was aware of these allegations need to be held responsible. But let's get into this commentary. If you guys are liking the comment, definitely let me know. If you are not a member, this is the perfect time for you to sign up for our membership so we can engage. I will be dropping a link here in a little bit so you guys can sound off. But let's get into this content. Now, I did disappear. I had to go out and come back in, so I'll be coming right back in shortly. And this is fair use. We are doing some research because we needed to make sense. We needed to make sense. And so that's what we're doing. Happy Sunday. If you just now coming in, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Please share this live on all of your social media. Let more people get in on this engagement.
Yeah, and then too, I just think if this is a ploy, because it's been mentioned by several people that it's a ploy for her to get in the religious sector. I can't speak on it. I don't know. These are not my words. I'm just bouncing off what other people are saying. If this is a ploy for her to get in the religious sector, my thing is it's a good strategy. As I've said when I was listening to you and Sherelle, it is equivalent to being maybe these 3 beautiful blouses that are handmade from another country that may be made by a designer, and these are blouses that made out of fine materials. Okay, if they're made out of fine materials and it's only so many that are made, and let's just say they're pure white, and I'm not saying that he's totally innocent, I'm just saying beautiful blouses, and if you want that blouse to look bad from now on, put a mustard stain on it. Everybody look, oh, he has that blouse, she has that blouse on. Oh, but look at the mustard stain. You can walk into a room and own that blouse. That blouse could be maybe close to $1 million. However, if you see that mustard stain, people are going to cancel that blouse out because they're going to look and zero. That's what we do as imperfect humans. We're going to look at other people's flaws. He's going to be stigmatized, whether it's a year from now, 10 years from now. And when he said earlier, he walked in a room and the back of his mind, will these people believe me or not? Now he may go on a year now, 5 years from now. That's going to be on the internet. People are going to click it, and maybe.
Well, like I said, this lady is just running her mouth, and she's really not giving anybody an opportunity to speak. She's been talking that whole while. I've sped it up. She was still talking. And that's what it was given on that panel, right? But let's get into the content.
Years later, people may forget about it, but it's going to be some descendants going to say, who is this? Oh, that's the God. And he's going to be questioned from now. Great strategy. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But the thing is,
may I say something?
Hold on. Sunkiss, let me address this super chat, right? And
sure.
And this is what I'm trying to say, right? Because people can, value shit when they feel like it's in their favor or not. It says the mom said she was a teen mother and had also been M as a youth. She was going through her own stuff. Okay. Now, if you've been following the case, Larry said he'd been M too, right? So should it be a wash?
No, because you know what?
heck no, it's not going to be a wash. And me as a parent, that wouldn't have rolled off my lips. And I know Sherelle and Perry has a son. So when you're thinking about these things, you have to really be mindful of how you're responding and how you're giving your commentary, because I know people like mess and I know people like drama. But this right here is painting the picture of how you are as a parent. So what I observed was, this, I'm like, oh my God, are these people like this? Like, oh my God, this is how their parenting is from observation. So I want you guys to be very mindful of the comments from the panel, the panelists, everybody on the panel. We're not secluding anybody. Anything that we're giving commentary on is speculation. None of this is to be true. This is all speculation, but my speculation is these people parenting skills are off, and they need some reevaluation. But let's get into the commentary. If you are just arriving, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Zelle. Send the girl an offering. I'm working. Let's get into it.
I was in from 3 to 17, and by 4 different people. And my egg donor fell on love of one of mine. It's called being having empathy. And here's the thing. That's why when people say, I'm a mom, I'm your mother, a dog can have a baby. At the
So guys, respectfully, I'm going to go past her part because as you all have saw, she does not want to put that mic down. She thinks that this is a seminar. She thinks that she's preaching Sunday service, and she does not want to hand over the mic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed past her part because, this lady, she goes on and on and on and on, and it just never stops with her.
And then the mama lied too. I don't know if y'all caught that shit in the interview. If you watched it, oh yeah, they say, well, when hey, baby, I was a basketball star, volleyball star, and I did all this shit. And in my senior year, I got pregnant. Well, when did you have your first child? 20? 20. Your ass out of high school. First, she said her senior year, then it went to 20. Now, I know it's possible, people. Don't get me wrong. Don't think Perry crazy. You can flunk twice. Could that be the issue outside of the church? Let's not blame the church. It could be just stupidity.
Can I say this, Perry?
Yeah.
One thing that I understand where Sheila is coming from is, and also I can't see the gentleman on the left under your brother, what his avatar is. But one thing several things that Larry left himself open to these things being where they are today are not only lack of discernment in terms of letting underage people be in your space, but also as someone who was in his position as a pastor and leader of a church, opening yourself up to those type of
Now, we have somebody with some rational thinking speaking, and I do feel that, as a pastor, I get that you want to be involved in your community, but my thing is safety first, and that's in all that we do. Whether if we're going to go get in a car, whether if we're going to go get something to eat, safety first. And for him to put himself in a situation not only one time but twice, and these are his words, twice. He kicked the boy out twice. Let's talk about it.
Things being even a thought in someone's mind. And also, he has been very transparent on his history.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes I saw it in the chat where someone is saying, well, R. Kelly was aimed and he was a perpetrator. That is not the case with everybody. Where if you've been aimed, then you're going to go and aim somebody else.
Well, I get you.
True.
Right. But
I never touched anyone else.
So now we have the rational people talking, and hopefully, I believe I'm going to be able to talk. So here we go, guys. Let's get into the commentary. I believe I'm about to speak.
Let me address this comment. Larry had no real reason why he kicked the boy out. He dodged the question from Sherelle. Now, on the interview, we talked about a lot of shit behind the scenes, okay? But he did say that he had a girlfriend that he was effing.
So Perry admits that they talked about a lot of stuff behind the scenes before the interview, right? So did they get their questions answered? And the questions that we got were just kind of like leftover questions? I don't know. Let's get into it.
That he started effing her best friend. Or either one of her good friends, whatever like terminology you want to use. So he did address that. So we can go back and forth with all this, but at the end of the day,
you're talking about the accuser, right, Perry?
Okay. At what point do Larry supposed to prove the world is round or flat when he's being accused, right? I'm only simply saying this for me. At a certain point, when you go to court, you want somebody to prove you guilty, right? Am I right? Anybody on the panel? Or would you say, well,
no, I'm here. I hear you.
If
you're correct.
Lock me up, right? And you know what though? And sometimes people have came before. Sometimes you can't prove it. Yeah. Sometimes you get to take the L too when you can't. And now I'm not saying it's a pleasant thing. If you can't prove it, you just can't. But then I will ask this question too, and people can go with all of this psychological shit, right? Well, you know, sometimes people fall in love with their Emmer, right? Why is he around so long and want to be in church and be famous? Wouldn't he, if he had a chance to escape? I know he could go into the coat thing or whatever. Wouldn't he leave? Why would the mother be still there? And
well, in my opinion, in my observation, Perry, you're giving a child too much responsibility. My opinion is a child is just supposed to be a child. You know, whether they're 13, 16, 17, a child is a child. And I think a child needs to be a child as long as, you know, time permits, you know? And I just feel like us as adults, we don't have the same thinking as when we were like 13 and 14. We've gained knowledge through experience, right? So in our younger years, you know, I know a thought came through my mind is how would I ever handle adulthood? You know? But let's get into it.
and ain't said a damn thing, and until she got gone, but the son stayed there.
Not if he didn't have Stockholm syndrome. If that man had Stockholm syndrome, he's gonna stay.
That's the word I was.
I don't know what the hell he got. He could have money syndrome too.
Exactly. No, because if that's the case, Larry been famous for a minute. He would have been came out with that. The other blogger went out to look for him. He never came and said anything. It was only till that blogger brought it up, and then who knows? Maybe, I don't know. He was just at the point to where it's like, you know what? Okay, now it's time to talk about it.
And one thing I can agree with you, and seriously, and I would say this, and no pun intended, you don't know, and I don't neither, right? That's why we need facts. We need receipts.
I get we need facts and we need receipts, but my thing is, if anyone comes forward, like if this was his son, I would, I would say the same thing. If it was your son, if it was my cousin, if it was anybody, I would say the same thing. Get that person the help that they need, because you don't know what they're going through mentally.
Seats. We need proof.
Okay. Could I say something, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think what it's about is not victim shaming, and I think that if it was a girl, there would be a different outrage and outpour. But since it's a male, males can be the M word. And I think that just because a person's timeline may not be as accurate, you have to think they are reliving this trauma. We don't get the right to tell that man, that little boy, that this didn't happen. We weren't there.
Exactly.
What?
That's my. Can I say something real quick?
When it comes to the
hold on. Time out. Let her go ahead. No.
When it comes to the mom, when you say, in my opinion, some parents or some individuals will take a payoff. I'm not saying that the man paid her off, but she was in St. Martin. She was this, she was that.
Okay, hold up.
This organization was supposed to be for families. It didn't have anything.
Tulsa, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring you back. I just want to address this. Perry, I don't believe Larry has clean hands. No, I'm not saying neither one of us on the panel or in the chat have clean hands. We talking about this one particular case.
Well, I thought that I was on topic about the Larry Reed, the victim, and the mom. Because we're talking about the case, and we are talking about Larry Reed's response, to Tasha K following his wife's interview. So I'm here to let him know how I felt about it, So I didn't come over looking for a pity party or anything like that. I had come over because I saw the title and it says, let's talk about it. So I'm, me, I love to talk. So I showed up.
One particular case, you can argue his sexuality. We can argue about what happened previous with other people. We talking about Levante. That's the storyline. So let's not go into all this stuff where we speculating on somebody's life. I'm only simply saying we're only talking about him. But go ahead, Tulsa, and then I'm gonna address you.
Yes, I was just saying, just whenever a victim comes forward, whether we believe them or not, we got to take that into consideration. And even though the party that's being charged, they are innocent until proven guilty. And I think that's what a lot of people are letting go of.
That's what the hang up is on, right? Because Tulsa, I can come in here every day and say, oh, Tulsa argued me. Now I'm the victim, correct?
Right.
But what did they do for you?
Well, I'm innocent until proven guilty.
No. But that's not how this YouTube stuff is going. They saying he's guilty, this and that,
Well, you asked
without
me about me.
any factual information. No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm saying, but you would have to bring up something. I mean.
But could I tell you how I would respond?
How?
If that was me in the situation, and I have lawyers and I have people handling everything, I wouldn't be out here on interview press runs. I would be letting my lawyers handle all of my affairs.
No. You know what? No, Tulsa, I get all that, and then I get your applause, right? From other people on the panel. I'm just only simply saying this. He's doing it because it's hurting his damn pocket. Have Levante spent $1?
But it goes back to the fact of I would not have a YouTube attorney going on press runs with me, sitting there in a big bubble jacket, bringing back salt and pepper, push it in my interview. It was a distraction. It left a lot of people with unanswered questions. And so now it's a debate, it's conversation. I feel like Conscious was a disservice to the interview. Is Conscious the lawyer? No. Well, Conscious needs to bag up and find him some business. Because Conscious, in my opinion, and from observation, is the reason why Larry Reed, this saga is going. Because when Larry had asked him a long time ago, they were on a live, and he said, Conscious, hold on, I got this. Conscious said, no, you my friend, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to say, and look where we are today.
On this case. You see, because a lot of people, y'all get this shit misconstrued, right? Lawsuit, that shit ain't free. It's not free. And you can say, well, he don't get the money. That's why he ain't doing that. But it costing somebody else. When I'm spending money on your broke ass, because I feel like you lying. Like I said, I don't know what this case may be, but we can argue about it all day. Has anybody gave me any evidence? Tulsa, and then what's the other thing?
No.
Well, Perry, I just want to inform you that there was a lawsuit filed years ago, and Larry dropped it, right? Well, accusations are back up. There's no court filings or anything like that that we are aware of, The streets are talking. And this is very controversial, and we all know about the backlash and the pushback when it comes to church and the Black churches. Let's get into it.
So the evidence is,
first.
Oh,
nobody gave me evidence, and then y'all just giving me how you feel. That's how I'm giving you my opinion.
Well, I want to go back to this George Bloomer case. I want to go back to this George Bloomer case. Larry had a lot to do with that, and this is kind of the reason that they all fell out. But because you don't think at that time to just be recording, because like we just listening, we don't know. I'm not no blogger. I don't know. I swear to God, I wish I could have recorded all that stuff and all that. I would have facts right now. But I'm not a blogger. But going back, and he mentioned it tonight. No.
You do not have to be a blogger to do it.
Well, I wasn't thinking that I needed to record.
You have to have common sense and just know. And then sometime, try putting yourself on the other side and see
But I
how
never
you would
thought
want
this
people
day I
respond.
would be having this conversation because out of the conversations that I heard that Larry said out of his own mouth, this conversation would have been shut down. But because
she did not record it, she didn't have the proof. But listen here, guys. The internet is on fire with Larry Reid Live. Okay? So you have Conscious and Armand going back into it, you know? So let me let you guys know something. So Conscious and Armand, you know, I don't think they're friends anymore. Right? And it was this whole debacle of, you know, who's on top, who's relevant in Larry Reid's life. And, you know, apparently they're both active in Larry Reid's life. And so now you have Conscious TV that's now appearing to be Larry Reid's attorney. And listen, guys, if you tune into the shows tonight, and I did say shows with an S, we have 2 shows coming up for you tonight, so make sure you tune in because we're really going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on.
I'm not on y'all level, and I'm not even thinking to be on y'all level. I'm just listening, and all that, but I will learn from now on.
No. Right now, the only level we on is common sense.
Okay, so what is your common sense?
I'm just saying, I don't have enough factual information to say he's guilty, which I seen that you want to say he's guilty, but you haven't showed any evidence of guilt.
Well,
That's
the only reason why I don't is because once he went to court, he found a way to shut down Daryl to where he had to take all his stuff down. Can't nothing else be reported and all that. Now, had I knew I'd have been in this conversation today, I would have recorded it.
All right. There you have it. I know that Sherelle had flew up on that panel. I mean, child, honey, when I tell you she put on them shoes with that dress and flew onto that live, honey, she had a lot to say.
And let me tell you something. The minute it flow out that mouth, you go in battle zone. You don't care who it is, what. You going for that neck, that throat. The police better get there before you do. So you're not going to sit there and protect that man. You're gonna protect your child. Whether it's a male or a female, you're going to protect your child. By all means necessary. So for her to sit there and say that, I believe that she didn't never. I believe it's all a lie. It's all a scheme. Because no way she should have said no mess like that. And it fell out of her mouth on Tasha K's show. She should have kept that one under her cap.
And then,
okay.
Look. Let's be honest. I'm gonna let you speak, bro. The whole thing is is that everything is based off opinions, right? Like neither one of us on this panel is coming up with receipts and evidence, right? But let's not act like you got it. But if somebody just showing you some shit, and then other side ain't showing you a damn thing, it make you wonder, right? Because I have watched both interviews with him and the mother. I can give you my opinion on it, but I don't have facts. Because guess what? Neither one of us, I don't know if it was I Am Human or somebody said.
It's giving neither one of us. Is that Gladys Knight? Child. It's a lot going on this panel, and I was just trying to bring some, rationalization to conversation or engagement, whatever we want to call it. But let's get into it.
We wasn't there. No, we wasn't. So let's not act like we wasn't. No, let's not act like we was there. But go ahead, Ro.
Yeah, I was gonna. Okay, I just want to say I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. What'd you say?
Sherelle wants to come up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit.
Do you not want me to say anything then?
Uh-oh.
Hold up. Go ahead, Ro.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. The dude who said who got M'd, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself for a second. I got trained in high school, and me and my mother do not get along, right? So when I told her that I got R'd, she hid it. She put me in in-house suspension. She tried to suspend me from school.
Is Sheila still there? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so let me see. Hey, Adrian, let me drop you for a second. Bring Sherelle up. Okay.
So what I was going to say is, not only, even though she was lying about my R, and she still does to this day, I still told enough people, and people saw me to where they knew that I was R'd by the way I would look.
Girl, you should be okay, Sherelle. You should be okay to come.
So guys, keep in mind this woman is pretty much saying that there's a look that you can look for, because she had a look and everybody's supposed to have a look, right? So I'm not really sure. It just seems like she's giving excuses, in my opinion. But let's get into it, because Sherelle, she's gonna fly up here. Girl, she put on her tennis shoes with that dress. Honey, and she said, honey, I'm about to girl. Okay.
Come. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, I apologize. That, there was receipts there. I had the in-house suspension. It's on my school records that she tried to suspend me. And then I had the cuts and bruises. And then a month later, she finally sent me to the doctor. So if that boy or man or whoever he was got M'd, why wouldn't he have not told anybody else?
I sent it to your email. Oh, I can just drop the link. Hold on. I'm sorry. I can do that.
He would have told not only his mother, but somebody else in that church. Because his mother is not truthful.
You can't say that. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's not that vulnerable to come out and tell. This here, some people.
But if he told his mother,
usually the accuser threatens the individual.
Then why would he tell his mother? If the individual threatened him, it would have been shut down. My thing is, he's already told somebody else.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are wondering what's going on, it's given, this woman is a problem. She wants to look for every reason not to accept the fact that this is a problem. These are allegations. I did pin the link in the chat if you want to come up. And shout out to everybody that took the poll. Some people says yes, some people says no. We're just doing a questionnaire, loves. Okay. Now, back into the commentary. I did drop the link if anybody wants to come up and sound off.
Protect them. Only to find out. Like, she's captivated by the church world and all that, thinking like, oh no, this not gonna happen, and all that. And you know what? This is a stigma amongst us.
But but
Like
she said that she didn't believe him in the beginning. I know
right.
when my mother looked at me, I know she didn't believe me at the beginning. That's why I started my feelers out.
See, this woman want to make it a therapy session about her and her trauma. Man, we're not talking about you. We are talking about a young male that has come forward, that has bravely come forward and said, "This has happened to me." Now, when you had come out, I'm pretty sure you wanted people to receive you in a welcoming and protective way. So we don't get the right to tell somebody if it happened to them or not. We were not there. We weren't there. And listen, guys, Avante Wright, who was on Tasha's Case show, well, guess what? She showed up. She showed up and she had a lot to say. And Sherelle, she's definitely here. And I think that Avante will be showing up here in a little bit. So you guys just stay tuned and we're going to ride this wave right on out. Let's get into it.
I'm trying to say maybe it didn't happen because feelers weren't started out. My daughter did the same thing. I was at work when she was, abused. And she did the same thing because I didn't know until she was putting her feelers out just in case.
Ma'am,
I can't
your
see a little
daughters-
child.
Those are your daughters.
Can I
We're
say
talking
something
about
really
a
quick?
man.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
me
Real.
and my daughter. I know. I'm just
Hey,
playing
Ro,
devil's
hey.
advocate.
Hey, but hold on for a second. Let Sherelle talk. Go ahead, Sherelle.
I think this is gonna be. Can you hear me, Perry?
Yeah, I can.
People are going to have these. This is going to be a debate for a long time. And I think it's a debate for a long time because people can't relate to other people's situation. You only revert back to what you know. So if I was molested before and I hear that Larry Reed's being molested, my motto would be always believe the accuser.
Right.
The people don't know what it's like on the other side.
Right.
When you have money,
Right.
when you have money, you are a target. They will lie, steal, cheat, and say whatever they have to say to get that money. So I'm in
Hello.
Larry.
Anything to get that money. Like Vegas, when you hit that slot machine and you win that money. Yes, I won. My machine has won. When you get that money, $500, $500. Okay. You know what I can do with $500 right now? Y'all send it to me and I'll show you what I can do with $500 right now. Y'all can send it through Zelle, Cash App, or PayPal. Let's get into this content. But send that money, y'all.
Read shoes. I've been accused of things that I never imagined people will come up with. You walk around with your guard up because they will do what they have to do to get that money. People aren't looking at Tasha K's record. Like, it never comes up. It's never like she has a
anything to get that money. But you know what? It just seems like now I thought it was about the accusations of Levante, but now we're in the segment of tearing down Tasha K and everybody else around the situation. But the reason why Larry Reed was on their show or on Sherelle's show was because of Levontre and Larry Reed dispelling the rumors with his YouTube attorney, Conscious TV. Conscious had all the I was going to say the TVs and the receipts. Some are saying that those weren't full receipts, according to the official Kingpin. Yeah, so okay.
Concrete record of doing this to a lot of celebrities, not just those 3 or 4 we were talking about. She's hated behind the scenes. People don't know that. So if you are a blogger and you bring up Tasha K, oh my God, they all run. They hate her. When she almost got on the plane accident, they were celebrating. She's absolutely hated. But people don't see that, right? They don't see that people.
But Sherelle, what does that plane have to do with these allegations? Allegedly, I don't know if these accusations happened on a plane. If there's something that, y'all talked about behind the scenes, definitely let me know. I would love that information, Now, Sherelle, if you heard something about a plane and it went down on a plane, let us know. But you're putting these planes on, and Tasha almost got unalived on a plane, and this, that, and that. What does that have to do with the allegations? Let's draw it back in, Let's draw it back in. Oh, absolutely. And, the example, that Perry had given earlier. Well, Queen, Tulsa, well, let's just say that you are me. Well, why did it have to just be me? It was more people on that panel. You know what I mean? It was more people on that panel. Why did it have to be me to do it to you? Why, Perry? Why? Why did it have to be me out of all people, Perry? You said Queen Tulsa. Well, let's just say you are me. Why did it have to be me? Why did it have to be me? There was plenty of other women on that panel. What's he? It was plenty of other women on that panel. And you wanted to give me that job. Okay? Now, y'all do be talking behind the scenes, and I know ATV does not really care for me, so, child, maybe the next time you give an example, say, what if ATV did it to me? Okay. But let's get into he said, let's just say, right? Well, let's just say ATV did it to you. Now what? What's the response? Would it be the same outrage? Because I don't know. Maybe if people are looking for different names to see which outrage they get. Well, we have another content creator that y'all are close with, Oh, absolutely. Dear Yvette, oh, she put that all out there. Oh, child. Yes, do your research. Should I do another video on ATV? Should I do another video on ATV and just let everybody know, what it is and what it was and how it was, Because with friends like that, child, okay? That was, one thing I can say is, Dear Yvette gives me the Tasha K vibes. Tasha K says, well, I am a friend. I told, Dear Yvette says, I am a friend. Let's make amends. But it's interesting that Dear Yvette was able to make amends with ATV, and Larry hasn't been able to make amends with Tasha K, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Let's get into this content, guys. We are an hour and 6 minutes into this content. Please, let's hit the Cash App. I am going to go on a commercial break. If we do get a Cash App, we'll continue. If we do not, that will conclude our show.
Something girls need love, girls need love, girls need love, girls need love. So what's a girl to do? Yeah, she needs love, some girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, happy breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get by. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. We don't get any feelings. Hey, I need some love.
Okay, so I see some people in here, and y'all still want me to go with the content, so that's what we're going to do. You guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Please make sure you hit all of those buttons, okay? Let's get into the content. But before we get into the content, let's go ahead and make it clear. Queen Tulsa show. Queen Tulsa is always live in the field. Queen Tulsa is a content personality that's broadcasted on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media. Please like, share, and subscribe to this independent channel for the people. Donations go to building this platform. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Okay? Now, let's get into it, people. Let's get right into this content.
People will lie and make you a target. So we're coming from two different spectrums. If I'm a victim and I've been M before, I am going to side with the accuser. And I'm going to disregard Tasha K's records. I'm going to disregard that $250,000 that Larry didn't give her. So I'm coming after you. People don't.
Well, Sherelle, the people are alleging that you received a $500 super chat from Larry Reed. So did you return it? Or did you just put it in your bank account? We want to know. The people want to know. What did you do with it? Did you spend it on his Patreon? Did you go shopping? Did you buy any of his merch? What did you do with the funds that Larry allegedly sent you, you know, a super chat, super sticker, whatever it was? Isn't it like $500? Because that's the going number that Larry sends, you know. Larry's never sent me $500, you know. It's like if he's going around blessing people, can he bless the smaller content creators, or is he blessing the content creators that have a big platform and the narratives run deep and hard? I don't know. Observation, speculation. Let's go.
Talk about that. They talk about you have to side with the victim. Listen, not every victim is telling the truth. That's why it has to boil down. Because I guarantee you, when they go to court, Larry's going to win. But that's going to be 3 years down the line when people.
But listen, as a woman, Sherelle, I'm a little lost because you're saying, okay, somebody got our word, da-da-da-da-da. It's not da-da-da-da-da. That's a traumatic event that happens into somebody's life and their world changes. Their security changes. It's not da-da-da-da-da. It's not. It's not something that we brush off. It's not something that we brush off, Sherelle. We don't do that. Oh, we don't do that. I just feel like these people were giving Larry an excuse at every angle. At every angle. But let's get into the content. If you guys are enjoying it, hit the like, share, hit the cash app. Let's go.
People forget about it. In the meantime, you suffer.
There's too many
You are forced
inconsistencies.
to spend over $100,000.
Exactly.
How much money have we spent? I am forced to spend over $100,000 to defend myself. That takes a toll on you. People say, you got it. Yeah, I got it. But what if I don't want to spend it on that?
Exactly.
She is in over her head. One more lawsuit and her ass is off of YouTube. One more. She's desperate. She needs money now. The Cardi B case is still open. Every time in the past, when she needed money, she would throw out a lie. She would.
Well, Sherelle, we have to be honest, and I know that you have some frustrations because you're friends with Larry. But let me help you out here, sis. Tasha has her own site, honey. She has her own app. So she's banking over there. She's putting everything out over there for the people that are on her membership first over there. And then we are getting the edited version of what happened over here on YouTube. So what I would suggest Sherelle do with that $500 that you received from Larry Reed, as a what is this, a super sticker, super chat, take $12.99 of that and go and sign up to Tasha K's app, and maybe, and just maybe, you'll have a different perspective. Then you'll have what it is that you need when you jump over here in this sector, because you're used to like the Real Housewives of Potomac and that reality drama, right? So us over here, smaller content creators, as they say, we're out here doing the work. And so this case, it takes many turns, There are many questions, and this is the question that I don't know why you didn't ask, and that question is, Dr. Larry Reed, you are an educated man. You've gone to school, you are a pastor, you've ran a church, you've ran several businesses. But how did it flow? Like, how did someone making essay allegations against you push them away, and then they come back into your surrounding or your dwelling? How does that happen? Because here with me, if that was to happen to someone that I know, we're going to the authorities. We're going to the authorities. We're not going to sit and wait, and we are going to go to the authorities. We're going to get a kit done, and we are going to get you justice. Right? But the accusations are towards him. So the guy made accusations toward him, allegations, and he says, get you, whatever. They disconnect, they stop communicating, but then they get back into communication and he's back in your space. But go off.
Would say Dennis McKinley slept with animals, and people believed it. I'm saying there's no way, Perry, that you can convince people any other way than how they think. Because if I haven't owned a business, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, no.
If you haven't been molested, you don't know what that's like. So
I was just trying to get rid of
it's
somebody.
just going to be a constant debate. That's why you have to rely on the law. Because I know if someone touched my damn kid, I'm going to the cops.
Yeah, that's right.
Reports. I'm suing your ass. I'm doing what I have to do.
Well, child, now that's what Sherelle said that she would do, you know? But Sherelle, let's just let's put it here. Since we want to put our shoes, well, since we want to put our feet in someone else's shoes, so let's just take away the fancy house that you have, your bank account, you know, and your lifestyle. I think when we talk about middle class women and women in poverty, there's a different outlook. There's a different outlook, guys. You have to been there to experience it, to know, you know, and that's why I said I'm so happy with my growth. You know, I don't want to just immediately go to the top. I want to have these experiences. And this is an experience. Middle class and upper class women, the poverty woman, their views are going to be different. Their views are going to be different because they're going to think, well, I'm financially stable, you know? You think they want to think about them not being financially stable? That will, some of them hussies will, you know, yeah, have a moment, you know, a BF, we'll say. Some of them women, they get to thinking if they was not, you know, fortunate and have all that much, child, please. Some of them would have a BF. Now listen, Sherelle's gonna go in. When Avante Wright comes up, oh, Sherelle's got some smoke for her, guys. I can't wait till she comes up.
Right. Sherelle, I'm glad you said that.
Thank you.
So she said that her son had told her this happened, and they said that she didn't believe him, and then he goes back to the house. My thing is, if somebody accused my husband of doing that, you don't get a second chance to come back to my house?
Nah.
You know,
He's a pastor, though. He's a pastor.
Larry left out a lot of details too. He didn't talk about them asking him for $10,000 because he just, you know, he's inundated. And when you're going through that, when somebody is lying on you for money, we might come on here and do our job, but we are constantly stressed. Every time I'm stressed out, I'm spending money. I'm gathering evidence. I'm in lawyer's office for 4 to 5 hours. Like, it's a strain. Like, I get off. Okay, so you guys go to bed. I'm on the phone with my lawyer for 4 more hours. Like,
sure,
don't get it.
But you know what, Sherelle? Here's the thing, and what the reason why I have not one time dogged the victim is because I was from, like I said, really it was before the age of 3, but that's so much of a trigger. I can't go there, so I have to go from 3 to 17 by 4 different people, and I was not protected.
Oh my God, here we go again. As soon as she could get the chance to snatch the mic, she did. This lady, she's not fair when it comes to the panel. She wants it all to be about her. She wants to be about her life story like nobody else wants to get on the mic and, you know, give their take, give their opinion. She wants to sit there and hog it up. She wants to sit there and hog it up. That's all she does. And I don't want to hear it anymore because she's going to say the same thing that she told us 20, 30 minutes ago. She's going to this woman is repetitive. And I feel like she needs to go to therapy. Like, I've got to skip past her. I can't do her. No shade. And shout out to her, and I hope she gets the help that she needs. Oh my God, her thing is still lit up. Look, she's still talking. Look, I'm gonna put it back on. She's still going to be talking. Oh my goodness.
Know if he's telling the truth or not, because I know what that feels like, because I wasn't believed. So therefore I shut up after the first person. 3 more people touched me and I never told. So my thing is this too, regardless of how people say what he should have done, everybody is different. But when it comes to the victim, I sit him to the side, still remembering him, but I go after the crux of the situation. The premise of this is greed. The premise of this is motive. It's the ones that are using him, if he's the victim, and I don't know. And if Larry is wrong, nail him to the stake. I will always, I have been saying this, nail him to the stake if he is wrong, because we still don't know. I'm just going by what's on the table. But if Tasha has receipts, sit him next to R. Kelly. But we still don't know, so we can't. So my thing is, people need to stop saying, yes, you this right, yes, this content creator is right. We don't know. But the thing is, I'm not going to talk about him because we don't know that the victim. But the thing is, the ones that we do know and what we do see on the table, let's discuss that. Let's lean in on that.
Look, I'll say this. If he did it, it's not a good thing. I mean, because we don't condone none of that stuff.
I told y'all she was going to tell us the same thing that she told us 35 minutes ago. And instead of her letting somebody get the mic that has not spoken yet, she wants the clout. She wants to take this moment and make it a therapy session for her. She had to get the anger and that rage out. And this wasn't the time to do it, sis. But let's get into it.
Right. To the cross. But if somebody falsely accused of some allegation like this, they should be nailed to the cross also. That's
Thank you.
He has a track record of when he gets mad at people, he say that they molested him. He said another preacher molested him. I mean, just look at this. Bishop Whitehead is probably
So, Sherelle, you just said that he told you that other pastors had told him that Levante made accusations about being him about other pastors. Why would he let him in? It sounds like, vulnerability, in my opinion. As a viewer, as a watcher, he's vulnerable. When we're covering these stories, you have to really dig deep and figure out how to put the pieces together. You can't go off of he say, she say, I know that. But from the puzzles and the pieces that we have as their verbal statement, what do we have? I'm putting the pieces together, but let's get into it.
the most grimiest bishop I've ever met in my life, but people support him because he's from the block, around the block. You know, people have to stop and just look at the whole picture here. Like Tasha K pays anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 per interview. So if you need money, right? And she comes to you and say, hey, why don't you come on my platform and, you know, tell your story. I'll give you $10,000. You don't even have to coach him.
See, now, when we talk about accusations, now Tasha could come back and say, well, Sherelle, on this recording, you know, I don't pay for my interviews, but I do take care of their travel, their food and things like that. But when you say that she's paying $10,000 for them to say something, that's kind of like defamation. So, I think that some people are going to be helping Tasha K pay Cardi B back. But that's just my opinion. But let's get into the content.
He can start making up shit.
Yeah.
$10,000 a piece is a lot of money. And what was told to me, $10,000 to me is not a lot of money. That $10,000 is probably like $100,000 to me. Because it seems like
somebody's life.
Yeah, but
$10,000.
Can I say
he
something?
shows you who he is. He shows you who he is.
Yeah, like my Angela said.
Hey, Perry, can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Sunkist says the issue here is empathy, I agree with it 100%. So as a young adult, 15, 16, I was groped by a family member. And when I told, nobody believed me. So fast forward to when
And see, people, this is the thing. You have real life survivors out here, and when it comes to things like this that are put in their faces, it does, in my opinion, raise up their trauma a little bit, because then it's like, oh my God, I could only imagine, didn't they go to that space of when they were violated? And then now they are in fear. And it's like a hurt. And they want to protect this individual, right? So when you talk about stories like this, you have to be mindful. When you're talking about M stories, your audience, you have some M survivors in your audience. I'm just going to be honest. You got some M survivors in your audience. And so when we're giving our commentary, we have to be mindful of victims. There are serious victims out here. I get that some people have been known to not tell the truth, but that's not everybody's story. That's not everybody's story. Once it's brought out, let's get them to report it, and we will let the justice system take care of it. And then when the verdict comes out, then we can go at it. But right now it's just speculation. Nobody is saying this, that, and the third, but in my opinion, I don't think that Larry Reed needs to be running around YouTube with his YouTube attorney, because it's more of a detriment. It's hurting his case rather than building his case. But those are just my thoughts.
I'm an adult and I'm in graduate school, and one of my advisors is arrested for being suspected of SAing a foster child that had special needs. Now, my first thing.
What? Yeah, no. It's just crazy because people try to take you
This
off.
is what we're boiled down to. We're going
I hope it ain't me.
With the little bit of information that
Yes.
we have. I'm not going to put my strongest evidence.
The people that was in.
Have some kind of whatever with this boy, because case is not giving any, from what we know from both sides, from what I know from both sides, this case is not giving me any of those like markers. It's certain things that people in law enforcement look for.
gonna argue with you, ma'am, but I know facts. And
No, you don't know facts. She admitted it publicly.
Ma'am, this is not what I do. I do not argue on a YouTube channel.
You don't have to.
I'm gonna drop down because I'm looking at everything from both sides. What everybody's saying. I'm not gonna say Larry didn't have some kind of whatever with this boy because we don't know that. But I will say that report seemed a little fraudulent on his face and not.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, introducing to the stage Avante Wright. She was actually on Tasha K's YouTube channel. She has an interview up there. You can definitely go and check that out. But she did show up to this panel, to dispel some rumors, right? So Avante Wright is under PEORIA. That's her. And guess what? I'm on the first row at the end. Do you see me up there? Let's get into it.
So
right. Wait, on whose part though? The victim or Larry?
Can I say something, Mr. Perry?
Hold up. Who's trying to talk?
Avante. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say something as a victim of that type of abuse. I'm gonna say something as actually being on Tasha's show. I'm gonna say something in all aspects and actually liking Larry, as far as what I've seen. Where I think we're all going wrong is, first of all, Tasha doesn't pay to go on her show, so it was no $10,000.
No, that's not true. She admitted it.
No,
Remember with Charleston White?
I'm not gonna argue with you, ma'am, but I know facts. And
no, you don't know facts. She admitted it publicly.
Ma'am, this is not what I do. I do not argue on a YouTube channel.
You don't have to argue.
Wait, hold on. Don't argue with them. If they're giving you facts, let them do the facts, and then you go on and say what you're gonna say. Don't argue the facts. You just say what.
Okay, so as you guys can see, Sherelle's security ran up on that woman like an old training bra. Okay. Sherelle's security ran up on that woman like an old training bra girl, tried to get Miss Avante Wright together. But me, the peacemaker, I'm like, well, let's hear this woman out. I don't think that, that we should just tear off into somebody. If this is a Larry Reid response to Tasha K following Sherelle's world interview, everybody's going to have different points of views. Everybody is not going to have the same opinion. Everybody has an opinion. That's what this show was for. Bring your differences, bring your opinion. Let's talk about it. Or was it?
You gonna say?
It's not a fact. It's probably a mistake, a misstatement, which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever it is that you guys thought you heard, or whatever it is that you think that's fine. I'm not gonna argue. That is what I'm saying.
But it's kind of offensive when you say what you think you know when she made a public statement about it.
And Sherelle is a blogger.
Can I finish? It's a public statement that she paid.
Can you find that public? Tell me where, when.
Go to Charleston White's page and figure out why those two are arguing because she didn't give him enough money to come on her show.
No,
you haven't followed that?
And what you're not going to do is come on Perry's channel and insult his wife.
Right.
That's what I'm not insulting.
No, we love Sherelle. We love Sherelle.
Wait, hold
but
on.
Sherelle is the one that's about the facts.
Hold up, ladies. Hold up. Go ahead, Sherelle.
I'm just saying I don't want her to spread that rumor because that's not true. It's a stated fact that she pays people to come on her show. She said she's not ashamed of it.
Ciao. Honey, see, that's a lot. That is a lot. I don't know what's going on. They said my Tasha's paying for these interviews and things like that. What do y'all think? Tasha, are you paying for interviews? Let us know. If y'all know Tasha K, girls, tell her that we live. Sherelle's World made the accusations that, she pays for interviews. So I want to know, how does she get those funds to pay? There's a link. Let's get into the content.
She said it.
Okay.
But I think that Avanta is right, and we may not agree with what she's saying, but I think that we should
You need
hear
to
her
get
out.
control of your panel.
Hey, what now? Hold up, Tulsa. What?
Oh, I said I think that we should just at least hear her out. Everybody
Well,
else.
no. Okay. See, this is the whole thing. This is my show. We can hear you out when we want to hear you out.
Right, you
And
don't
we
have
ain't got
to.
no problem.
You guys have a blessed day. I was just trying to give an opinion.
No.
I
Nobody
didn't
pushed her out. We just saying no. It's not a fact. If she can't prove that it is or isn't, let's just.
Wow. You know what? Wow. When I thought that I was doing something positive for the community. Like, let's hear her out. And Sherelle says, Perry, you need to get control of your show. What did I do? What did I do, Miss Sherelle? Cheryl, what did I do? Cheryl ain't no your gift shift, Emma. Hey, Sherry. Yes, honey. Yes, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't want your man. I'm just there to conversate. That's it. That's it. It wasn't even given that. I'm on live. It wasn't even given that. You have to leave. It's on the table. It's not given that. Hey, how you doing? Hey, sugar. Hey, sugar. Oh, I want you to jump on my live right quick. You ain't got to get on camera, but I want to fool with you right quick. Period. And done. I'm about to do it right now. Okay. Yeah, because we need to talk about these. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to talk about this, like, what I do to you. What I be doing to people. What do I be doing to people? Like, my brother, this person that he was dating, she was like that. She didn't want us to talk, child. Oh, no. No, she didn't want us to talk, child. There's a lot going on. Oh, I'm going to let my brother hear this. I'm going to say, brother, listen to this and see what happened. Like, what happened? What's going on? What happened? Oh, brother, what happened? I'm going to wait for my brother to get on here, y'all. I'm going to wait for my brother to get up on here. I'm waiting for my brother to get up on here, but you guys can hit the Cash App, please. Hit the Cash App. The girl is working. Let me put my Cash App up here. We are working Sunday hours, okay? Giving you your after church fix. Yes, ma'am. You're probably just leaving church, honey, feeling all holy and sanctified. And ain't nothing wrong with it, okay? You can feel holy and sanctified and still listen. Tune in to the Queen Tulsa show. Oh, absolutely. Where are you going for Sunday dinner? Where are you going for Sunday dinner? A lot of people go to Golden Corral, those buffets and stuff. Where y'all going? Or did y'all cook? All right, there's my brother. All right, let me go ahead and let me do this. We'll do King Caden. That's what we're going to. That's what we're going to. Yeah, I got you. Let me hook you up. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome my brother. Okay. King Caden to be exact. Okay. Now, Caden, I'm gonna have a conversation with you real quick. Have you ever had a spouse that was jealous of your best friend or didn't want you to talk to your best friend?
I mean, not a spouse, but I mean, we were.
A girlfriend, a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. And who was the friend?
You?
Oh, it was me. It was me. It was me. You know what? I don't know why I cause such a chaos when it comes with my male friends and relationships. Like, it's just strictly that a male friend. And I think people look into it a little deeper than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it a problem. Because have I been a good friend to you?
Always.
You said probably?
I said always.
Always. And that's my thing. Like, I'm not going to tell you, something that I don't feel like is going to be beneficial. But we're talking today because there's this pastor, Larry Reed, and there's some accusations against him, fondling, allegedly, 14 and 15-year-old, 14. We don't know exactly the age that the boy was, but we'll say 14 and 16. So in between that age of 14 and 16, do you think a minor, is able to make decisions pertaining to being intimate with an adult, allegedly?
No.
Okay, say that one more time.
I said no.
Okay. So there's bloggers that had the accuser on their channel, and I'm going to give you a snippet of the wife and how she put on her tennis shoes. She had on this long dress, but she had on her tennis shoes. She ran upstairs. I don't know if she had Vaseline on it, but it appeared that she was ready for a fight. Yeah, but let's get into it. You tell me what you think about this commentary.
Blogger.
Can I finish? It's a public statement that she paid.
Can you find that public? Tell me where, when.
Go to Charleston White's page and figure out why those two are arguing because she didn't give him enough money to come on her show.
No,
you haven't followed that?
And what you're not going to do is come on Perry's channel and insult his wife.
Right.
That's what
I'm not insulting. I'm
No,
just
we
saying.
love Sherelle. We love Sherelle.
Wait, hold
but
on.
Sherelle is the one that's about the facts.
Hold up, ladies. Hold up. Go ahead, Sherelle.
I'm just saying I don't want her to spread that rumor because that's not true. It's a stated fact that she pays people to come on her show. She said it. She's not ashamed of it. She said it.
Okay. But I think that Avante is right, and we may not agree with what she's saying, but I think that we should
you need to
hear
get
out.
control of your panel.
Hey, what now? Hold up, Tulsa. What?
Oh, I said I think that we should just at least hear her out. Everybody else.
No. Okay. This is the whole thing. This is my show. We can hear you out when we want to hear you out.
Right. You don't have to.
King Caden.
So okay, I'm confused. So who? So the wife is up here.
The wife is right next to the man that's on camera.
Uh-huh.
And she has her opinion, she has her way of thinking, but this lady, Avante Wright, was on Tasha K's channel. She was interviewed by her. And what the lady said was Tasha K does not pay for interviews, but the wife of this man's channel is saying that Tasha K pays for interviews. But we're not here to argue about whether she pays for interviews. We're here to talk about this young man that was violated.
Right.
You know, it's given they are trying to discredit Tasha K instead of talking about the allegations and Larry Reed's response, because that's what the video is about. Is let's talk about Larry Reed's response to Tasha K following Sherelle World interview.
Right.
And now it just seems like Perry and Sherelle is being combative when somebody has a different view on the person that they had on their channel did the interview with.
Right.
When it comes to a victim coming forward, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they're brave enough to do it. I mean, you know, some people who are victims, they don't like to, come out because they don't know what that person that, violated them is going to do or whatever like that. So, I mean, if I was a victim, hell, my ass is going to go to somebody who can do something about it. I don't care what that person has, or what type of money that person has to have somebody fucking try to kill me off because I'm trying to tell the truth about his or her ass that violated me. And I condemn that whoever that young man who came and said something about it instead of keeping it a secret, because that eats a lot of people up who who bottle stuff up, who holds things in.
Yeah, living with trauma. I mean, it's just like they still have to be normal. They still have to function. They still have to go to work. And so what they do with their trauma is they place it in the back of their head.
Right.
And guess every situation is being piled on. And we wonder why people go postal.
Right.
And especially, this is my thing. Whether if you believe someone or not, they were brave enough to come forward and say, something happened to me.
Right. Exactly.
It's a problem. It's a problem in all communities. And in some countries, some people go and travel over there because of the legal age to be intimate.
Right. And I was just watching I'm watching a show called Chicago Med, and this man brings in a young girl or whatever, and her bottom area is bleeding, all that stuff, whatever. And they asked, the doctors asked the man, step up so they can help his daughter. He says, my daughter, this is my wife, and she's 14 years old.
Mm-mm-mm.
And he's a pastor or a reverend or whatever. And basically, he's basically, choosing her medical decisions and everything like that. When she's not old enough, but I mean, if that's his wife or whatever, she has a legal right to say what goes on her care.
Yeah.
Because she had to get a hysterectomy and everything like that. So yeah, that's especially with past.
What show is that?
Chicago Med.
Chicago Med. Is that on Netflix?
Peacock. I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on. It's on Hulu too.
Okay, Chicago Men. I'm gonna have to review that because I mean, when you talk about trafficking and things like that, like that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's. I don't understand people who do that stuff. It's just it's sick. It's sickening to me. Like what goes in y'all's head to make you traffic, women, men, children, and all that stuff. Like what goes on in your brain? Like what? Like come on now. Like that's sick.
Yeah, it's a problem. As soon as you start talking about mental health, people that have those type of thoughts and feelings, oh, they don't want to go and talk. They don't want to go and talk because those things are probably going to come out.
Right. I mean, it's better to get like, for instance, I'm just watching another show. Well, it's the same episode. I guess this guy is having thoughts about killing his pregnant wife or whatever. And I mean, he didn't have, he had thoughts, but he never really, committed to them.
Never acted on those thoughts.
Yeah, he never acted on those thoughts. So it's just like I'd rather someone, come out and say, I'm having these thoughts or whatever, and what I don't want these thoughts to, be active, so and help them get through that.
Oh my gosh. So tonight I'm actually going to be doing 2 live videos, and one is pertaining to this Black woman goes in the airport in Chicago, and Black woman and says that, yo, I wish I had my GUN. Out loud.
What?
You know the harm that she put herself in when she says that?
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, mental awareness or not. Before we take off, do you think people weaponize their mental health?
You said what?
Do you feel like some people, not all mental health, people that receive mental health services, but do you think like maybe like a portion of some mental health patients use that to their advantage?
Yeah, I feel like they should.
No, I'm saying, do you think that they use it to their advantage? Like they go out, they start something, and then say, "Oh, I'm mental health."
Oh,
do you think they know what they're doing, or are they using their mental health
as a crutch?
Okay. Yeah, because I was over here thinking about that.
They want attention, and I feel like that's not the way to go to get that type of attention.
Right, because now that person is on the no-fly list, they banned from flying.
Right, like I know there's other ways to get to places, but hell, flying is the best way to go. I mean, it's the fastest way.
Yeah, you try to get there fast.
Right.
So now she's on a no-fly list. She said that her friend had a jet, and there's a whole bunch of other things that we're going to get into. But yeah, that's going to be for tonight, child. We're going to be untying and unzipping and driving over and, peeping out a lot of things this evening. Okay. And Kaden, you're going to get your YouTube up and active here pretty soon, correct?
Yeah. Daughter, I got 3 jobs now, so shit.
Oh, 3 jobs. He working.
Yeah, cricket and
money.
Right.
Give it all to him. Give it all to him. Large.
And my granny's giving me her car.
A car.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you got the car already?
No, not yet. Trying to figure out what it's on.
Okay. Well, as soon as you get your car, you just drive on up here. soon as you get your car.
Daughter, I'm doing no traveling back and forth to Tulsa now.
All right. We're gonna have to come down to OKC or something.
Oh yes, most.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, we'll see. Let's chop it up a little bit later on the live. I might actually call you as soon as I get off of here. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrap. This is my brother King Caden, and out for his YouTube channel. We are gonna get him up and running too. Shout out to Sonya. Make sure you guys are going over and following, subscribing to her channel as well. That was all for our commentary today. We could have went on, but child, that is just so draining. I'm not even gonna put myself through that. I'm your host, Queen Tulsa, and me and my brother Caden are out.
Deuces.
Something. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. So what's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can never say they want it.